Today, we're going to look at the incredible, cascading impact of something that many of us might take for granted, and that's a single child's education. You see, it's not just about one person learning to read or do math. It's about a ripple effect, one that has the power to change, well, pretty much everything. So let's trace that very first ripple. So let's just start with this one simple question. What really happens when one single child learns to read? I mean, on the surface, it might just seem like a small personal win, right? But that single event, that's the first drop of water in the pond. It's the beginning of every single ripple we're about to explore together. You know, every great structure out there has to start with a solid foundation. And for a person, that foundation is built right there in the classroom. It's a place where a child gets the essential tools they're going to need to build their entire life. So what are these tools? Well, the foundation begins with the basics we all know: literacy and numeracy, reading, writing, and arithmetic. But it builds up so fast from there. See, once you can understand information, you learn to actually question it. And that's critical thinking. And that skill, the ability to analyze things for yourself, that unlocks the final, most important piece. It teaches you how to learn, which means your education never, ever has to end. Okay, so once that foundation is set, that first ripple finally begins. And this is a wave of change that happens on the inside. It's a story all about personal empowerment. This is what those foundational skills really unlock. It's so much more than just knowledge. It's a huge internal shift. All of a sudden, a child finds the confidence to speak up. They start developing the tools to solve problems instead of just being overwhelmed by them. They realize they actually have a voice and that their voice matters. And this is where that ripple really starts to expand. Because an empowered person doesn't just exist on their own, right? Their growth, their new abilities, they radiate outwards, and they directly start to lift up their family and their entire community. Now, this is one of the most powerful effects. An educated child is way more likely to get a better job and earn a higher income when they grow up. And this doesn't just improve their own life. It can literally lift their whole family out of a cycle of poverty that might have gone on for generations. And the impact on health is just as amazing. I mean, with education comes the knowledge to make healthier choices for yourself and for your family. This effect is especially powerful for new mothers, who are then able to raise healthier children, creating this incredible positive cycle that strengthens the next generation right from birth. And we really can't overstate the impact of educating girls specifically. It is one of the most powerful forces for social change on the planet. It directly challenges inequality, it empowers girls to take control of their own futures, and it helps build societies where everyone, not just half the population, has a real, fair chance to succeed. So when you look at it side by side, the two paths forward become crystal clear. One path is a cycle of limited opportunity, poor health, and ongoing inequality. But the other path, the one unlocked by education, that leads to a future with less poverty, better health, and more equality for everybody. The divergence is stark, and education is the signpost showing the way. Okay, so we've seen the impact on a person, and we've seen it on their communities. So now let's zoom all the way out to that final, widest ripple. How all of this comes together to build a stronger, more prosperous world for all of us. This is where all those individual ripples converge into a massive wave on a global scale. I mean, think about it. A more skilled workforce doesn't just help a few companies, it sparks innovation for an entire country. More stable communities don't just feel safer, they create stronger, more resilient national economies. Every single educated child becomes another building block for a better world. So, as we start to bring all this together, it becomes pretty obvious, doesn't it? Education isn't an expense. It is the single most important investment we can possibly make in our collective future. It's an investment with returns that just keep compounding, generation after generation. This quote just sums it all up perfectly. Let's just let that sink in for a second. Investing in children's education is investing in a healthier, fairer, and more prosperous future for everyone. That, right there, is the true power of the ripple effect. And that really just leaves us with this final, urgent thought. We've seen the power that's contained within a single education. We've seen how it can transform lives, communities, and entire nations. So, if we know all of this, what are we waiting for?